Welcome to Friday Night Lights on WSOS 103.9 and the Flashes Digital Network. My name is Todd DiClemente. My co-host is Brian Ott. We are standing on top of a storage container out here at Old Plank Christian Academy. We are getting ready to broadcast live the St. Joseph Academy Flashes against the Old Plank Christian Academy Defenders. The weather is cool and beautiful, but it is a bit windy, so we'll see how the wind if it plays a factor over the course of the evening. For those of you that are going to be enjoying this game on WSOS 103.9, we will be with you from start to finish. We'll take a little 15 to 20 minute break around halftime, and you'll get back to some of the music you know and love. For those of you that will be enjoying this game on the Flashes Digital Network, we'll stay right with you during the halftime. Hopefully we'll get a chance to show you the cheerleaders' performance, and we'll try to bring in, kind of take in all the sights and sounds of the park. For right now, OPCA is doing all of their pregame introductions. They've got a little ceremony with some of their elementary age students, and now we're getting ready for prayer and the national anthem. So we'll be back in just a few minutes for the kickoff. Welcome to Friday Night Lights on WSOS 103.9 and the Flashes Digital Network. The captains are standing at midfield here at Old Plank Christian Academy as the St. Joseph Academy Flashes prepare to take on the Old Plank Defenders. Right now, the captains are out there at midfield, engaged in the coin toss. My co-host is looking over the roster and the stats from what was a rather interesting game for the Flashes last year. The Flashes come into this game 2-0. Old Plank comes in 3-0. And the Flashes are going to start with the football. Brian, you've been looking back over the results of last year's contest and now trying to project what we can anticipate tonight. First, good evening. How are you? And then let's hear a little bit about the game we're getting ready to enjoy.
Well, I am great because we're here, and it's a beautiful, nice, breezy, blue sky football night in September. We have a matchup of two undefeated teams. The Flashes got the better of the Defenders last year, but the score, I think, doesn't reveal how close the game actually was. We won 34-14, pulled away late with a couple of fourth-quarter touchdowns, but it was a battle all the way. Two teams that had good seasons last year, and the Defenders return an awful lot of talent, including Leonard Holton, who has already rushed for 470 yards, running at a 13.4 yards per carry rate. He's gotten into the end zone 5 times. He's a load as a senior, and I think we're going to have our hands full with him.
You know, I was talking to a couple of the coaches this week about what we could expect to see. The Flashes are down a key player tonight. I know you've been hearing the name Ricky Fernandez on the radio every single Friday night. Ricky is out with an injury tonight, which is going to impact the Flashes on both sides of the ball. He was the starting left tackle, he was the starting middle linebacker, and was actually responsible for calling the defensive plays to his teammates. So it's going to be an adjustment for these guys going into a game against a team with a couple of significant athletes. Quarterback Troy Howell, he runs it, he throws it, he does it all, and we're going to hear that name, Leonard Holton, quite a bit over the course of the evening. But the Flashes are going to start out with the football tonight. Our buddy Cody Ott is going to be leading this offense out here. He's got guys like Asher Glisson and Cam Coffindaffer along with him. They've been really impressive so far this season in this 2-0 start. The Flashes had a bye week last week, so they are rested, and other than Ricky, are ultimately pretty healthy. So we're going to see how things go this evening. Flashes preparing for the kickoff. They've got Coffindaffer and Jack Powers back to receive. They're standing at their own 15-yard line. There's just a little bit of sun still on that part of the field as they hang out down around the south end zone. Old Plank with the ball heading out to the tee at the 40-yard line. They're wearing black jerseys with maroon helmets and numbers. The Flashes, black pants, white jerseys, and their black helmets with their green Flashes lightning bolt on the side. We got a couple of notable guests here at the game tonight. Saw Judge Alexander just a little while ago. This one should be fun. The kick is a short onside style kick that barely crosses the 50-yard line. It looks like Jacob Cologne comes up with that one, and he'll be down at the 45-yard line, which is where the Flashes will take over. Brian, you've had a chance to connect with the quarterback Cody Ott this week. I know the Flashes have had a good offensive system thus far. How does he feel coming into the game tonight?
Well, I think it's hard to overestimate the loss of Ricky Fernandez. Ricky Fernandez protects the quarterback's blind side. We've got a freshman out there, Walker Young, who's making his first varsity football start, hasn't gotten a lot of playing time.
Well, the Flashes are going to go to a guy who's gotten a lot of playing time. That is Asher Glisson. He goes straight up the middle. He'll get out to the 48, almost to the 49-yard line. Decent gain of 4 on first down.
But I think there's a huge defensive lineman, defensive end on the right side for the Defenders, and Walker's going to not only have his hands full, but hopefully he's going to get some help. Hopefully we'll have some backs in the backfield on passing plays to pick up that monster rush on the right side of the defense.
Ott goes under center on second down, drops back to pass, throws this one out to the right, a little bit of coverage. Great effort there by, it looks like Coffindaffer to go get that one, but it's going to fall incomplete at the 30-yard line. Pretty good coverage there on Cam.
Yeah, and I think Cody might have hurried that. You're kind of feeling out your protection there. Threw it to a place where really the defender had a better shot at it. Cam was on the outside. Cody threw it inside. Don't think he got his feet under it. But, sometimes it takes you a few throws to get settled in as a quarterback.
3rd down and 6 for the Flashes. Tight formation here. There are 2 wide receivers out to the right, 2 to the left, but they're close to the line. May have been some movement. They're going to pitch this one to Powers. Powers bobbles it, picks it up, but he really lost a lot of momentum there. The defense is able to string that run out, and they bring him down in the backfield. They're going to lose a yard, and it's going to be 4th down. That was Caleb Caraway who made the tackle. Ball is going to be at the 48-yard line. It's going to be 4th down and 7.
Yeah, Todd, I think really that properly should have been ruled an incomplete pass. That was a forward toss by Cody to Jack. Bobbled it. It hit the ground. It took a fortuitous bounce for Jack to pick it up, and the Flashes are going for it on 4th and 7.
Flashes line up with 4 wide receivers. Here's the snap. He drops back. He's under pressure, spins away from it, heads out around the left side, and he's got room down the sideline. He's across the 50 and now the 40, the 30, and out of bounds at the 25. A great play on 4th down as he escapes the pressure in the backfield.
Boy, and he had that defensive end, and I don't think it was the big guy out there. That was number 24, who I don't even think Cody was aware that he was back there. Jake McGinley, sophomore, and Cody instinctively moved around him, had a lot of green there. We saw Cody tuck it and run with great success last week, picking up where he left off with a 25-yard gain on 4th down.
Ball is spotted at the 27-yard line. Flashes make their first trip into defender territory. Ball is on the left hash. The Flashes are moving from right to left on your radio dial. 3 wide receivers. One of them is Powers, and he goes in motion. Ott is going to keep it, tucks it and runs, heads off the right side, and he is going to pick up a couple. He gets across the 30-yard line. They are going to spot this one at the 24. So a decent gain of 3. Looks like they may ultimately give him, I thought it was going to be 4, but actually the line judge just moved it back a yard. So it'll be a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, the Old Plank didn't see that side of the Flashes offense last year. We didn't have a lot of quarterback runs against them. Cody really stepped up last week. His first 100-yard rushing game of his career, had a nice, I think, 46-yard touchdown run. So that's another dimension that maybe will catch the defenders on their heels a little bit. Play clock running low.
Man comes in motion. That's Powers. Fakes the pitch to him. Ott's going to throw this one out to the right. He has got a man, but that one is going to be intercepted. The defender was underneath, jumped the route, and comes down with the interception inside the 5-yard line. Inside the 10. And that one is going to be defender's ball at the 8-yard line.
Kind of a 50-50 ball. We've seen excellent coverage on the 2 passes that the Flashes have thrown there. Looked like the ball even maybe changed hands a couple times. Cal Schilling was the intended receiver. Looked like it was first maybe in the hands of the defender. For a moment, Schilling looked like he might steal it away, and then it was stolen back. 2nd interception on the season for Cody.
So this will be the first drive of the night for Old Plank. Now their team is called the Defenders, but right now they are on offense. Old Plank lines up in a spread formation, 3 wide receivers, shotgun. Man comes in motion. He goes twice around the formation. High snap, good handoff. The back goes straight up the middle, and he moves with some pace. It's a decent gain on 1st down. He'll get out to the 15, maybe even the 16-yard line, a gain of 8, 2nd and 2.
Yeah, and that's Leonard Holton. We're going to see a lot of him tonight. Not a great sign for the Flashes that he gets 8 yards on his first touch, and had some room in between the tackles to run there.
Pretty aggressive motion there. Flashes tried to bring one of the corners in to stack the box, but he went straight up the middle and found some space. The quarterback is Troy Howell. He's another big kid, 6'2", 220. He's got a man in motion, claps for the snap, fakes the handoff, and he keeps it. Goes up the middle, now bounces this one out to the left. He'll get a 1st down and gets out across the 20-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 22.
Hard to see. We just aren't very high. Hard to see who made the tackle there coming from the backside. There was a Flash that had a solo tackle there, ran him down from behind. Couldn't tell who it was.
We are actually atop a storage container right now. They have a full storage and a half storage container, one stacked on top of the other, and a little bit of decking. Not a bad little design. Speaking of designs, the offense has 4 wide receivers in it. One of them comes in motion across the formation, but it's a delayed handoff to Holton. Holton goes off the left side, loses the football. It is on the ground, but it looks like Old Plank was able to recover. And after a gain of 3, it's going to be 2nd down and 7.
That was Cal Schilling, Max Grimes in on the tackle, and another Flash. I think it might have been, 71. I don't have a number for 71 or a name for 71.
Flash's defense on its heels just a little bit. They had Old Plank pinned inside the 10-yard line, but they are now out across the 25. They've got a 2nd down and long. Trips to the right, all bunched together. Here's the snap, the handoff. The defensive line gets in the backfield. Max Grimes meets Leonard Holton in. Basically, he almost took the handoff himself, and he puts the back on the ground. Nice loss. It's going to be 3rd and 9.
Terrific play by Max Grimes. We're going to need some of that from Max. Him camping out in the backfield. Jacob McKinney was in on the play, and I think the previous play it might have been 7, Riley Duggan Kidd, and not 71, because I don't see a 71 out there.
6 minutes to play here in this first quarter. No score on the board yet for either team. Shotgun formation. 3 wide receivers. Hard count. Here's the clap and the snap. Good pressure. Jack Powers in the backfield. Quarterback runs over one guy, but he is going to be dragged down to the ground. Ollie Brinteson came up from the safety position and makes the tackle, and it's going to be 4th down and 9 from the defender's 22-yard line. It doesn't feel like a decision, feels like punt formation, but it's going to be a water break, and they're going to talk about it. Brian, when we come back, we'll talk about it, and we'll see what happens next. Five minutes and 34 seconds to play. No score on the board. Brian, Old Plank is facing a 4th down and a long 9 from their own 23-yard line. The Flash's defense is set up as if they anticipate them going for it, and they are. We're going back to this twin wide out to either side, shotgun. Howell's trying to draw him off sides and gets the snap. I don't think he was ready for it. Good pressure in the backfield. Powers is going to get him for the sack. The ball goes back to the 20-yard line, and the Flashes will take over on downs.
I'm not sure if he was ready for that snap, if they were trying to get 5 more yards and put it into a position where they could go for it. It seems unfathomable that they would go for it so deep in their own territory on 4th and 8 or 9. And you're right, it seemed like the quarterback was surprised when the ball was snapped. No, we were just pretending that wasn't supposed to happen. But a disastrous play for an offense that looked good early, and it was Ollie Brinteson on 3rd down that made a key stop, hanging on for dear life to a couple of ankles of the quarterback.
The Flashes waste no time getting out on the field, and it looks like they drew OPCA offsides. So they are going to move into the red zone for the first time this evening on the penalty. 5:27 to play, no score on the board.
Todd, the Flash has given the defenders a little taste of their own medicine and showing them how it's properly done there. One of the things that we neglected to mention in the pregame, we won by 20 points last fall, but I don't remember the score. They gave it to us pretty good in the spring game, and it was an undermanned Flashes team, but they were really aggressive at the line. They were really blowing up the Flashes' interior defensive line, and we saw a lot of guys, we're seeing it again right now, coming hard.
Ball was on the ground on the snap there. He's able to pick it up and hands it to Glisson, but Glisson gets popped and I think the ball came out of his hands, and it was, in fact, a fumble recovered by the defenders, and they will take over at the 20-yard line. You know, that snap was on the ground, and Ott had to be quick about picking it up and getting it to Glisson. I'm not sure he ever had a great grip on the football and then took a big hit.
Yeah, and you're right. Asher didn't have a chance because the timing was delayed by the ball hitting the ground on the way back. By the time Asher got it, it was 4 yards in the backfield, and there were 2 or 3 defenders hitting him. So, the ball came loose, but it's hard to put that fully on Asher.
So one of the defenders is down on the ground right now. Both teams have taken a knee. Both coaches as well as the doctor are out there tending to the player. We're going to take a timeout and let the doctors do their thing. The player is back on his feet and seems to be okay. He is helped off the field, and he's being checked out by the trainers right now. Hopefully he'll be okay and back out there shortly. Unfortunately, the Flash's defense is back out there sooner than they expected. Still no score in the ball game. 5:18 to play in the first quarter. Old Plank has it inside their own 20, first down and 10. They are on the far left hash. They've got 2 wide receivers to the wide side of the field. The handoff goes to Holton. Holton gets wrestled down in the backfield, but I think he might have gotten a face mask there, and that one's going to be 15 yards for the Flashes.
Yeah, Powers had good penetration in the backfield. It was an inadvertent face mask, but it doesn't matter. That's going to cost the Flashes 15 yards. If Powers doesn't bring him down, I think there was quite a bit of green coming out the side. 2 costly turnovers for the Flashes. We have dominated the field position, had great opportunities, twice getting inside the 25, 0 points to show for it. And now with a penalty, we give a little bit of momentum to a defender squad that was pinned back to their own 20.
First and 10 from the 32-yard line. Here's the snap, the handoff. It's a fake. He's going to run it. He's going to keep it. He's going to get out across the 41, out to the 42-yard line. A big pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 2.
And that was Brinteson who was there first. I think it was Camden Schweitzer who cleaned it up. But give Ollie some credit. He goes low. And with a 220-pound quarterback coming up the middle, and Ollie's only a sophomore, that's a good strategy.
It is a tall order for sure. 2nd down and 2 from the 41-yard line. Old Plank. Shotgun formation here. A halfback and an H-back. The H-back goes in motion to the left side. The handoff goes to Holton. He also tries to go to the left side. There's no room. He backpedals and then tries to push his way forward. Flash's defense, though, gets the stop. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Max Grimes was in there, Riley Duggan Kidd. And, the Flashes had some good penetration there. Good, strong defensive presence on the line. This is an offense that can really wear you down over time, and it's a team that they got up on us 8-0 last year when we played, and then the Flashes scored a couple times, but it remained close into the 3rd quarter. You don't want to be behind a team who is running downhill like this.
3rd and 1. Flashes up, defense up tight to the line. Good penetration by Max Grimes, and the defense comes up huge. That one gets cleaned up by Glisson after Grimes held him up in the backfield. It'll be 4th down. Great stop by the defense.
Fantastic. And you're right, it all started off with the penetration by Max Grimes. Asher Glisson was in there, Riley Duggan Kidd. Just great activity from the front 7 of the Flashes. This looks like if you're going to go for it on 4th and 8 from your own 20, you better be sure that you're going to go for it on 4th and 1 from the 42. And I think you can expect some power run here.
Flash's defense does a great job, and Old Plank wants to talk about it before they go for it. They're going to take a timeout. We'll do the same. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Friday Night Lights on WSOS 103.9 and the Flash's digital network. 2 minutes and 59 seconds to go in the first quarter. No score on the board as the St. Joseph Academy Flashes at 2-0 take on the 3-0 Old Plank Christian Academy Defenders. It's 4th down and 1 from the Defenders' 42-yard line.
Watch the ball.
They are lined up to go for it. They tried to draw a man offsides earlier. They've got the big back in the backfield, not Holton. Here's the snap. Quick throw to the outside is caught. He backpedals and then makes his way forward. That's Caraway. He gets across the 50-yard line. They are into Flash's territory, and they've got a first down on the screen.
Good play call there. They'd been stuffed twice on short yardage plays in that series, and to go outside and give a little different look for the Flashes proved effective. They had 2 receivers out there who blocked well. Nice gain, Camden Schweitzer on the tackle after about almost 10. Maybe more than 10.
Howell stands at his own 49, takes the snap, gives it to Holton. Holton very patient running there, but the hole never really developed for him. And the Flashes bring him down after no gain. He barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Brian, the Flashes' defensive line seems to be winning the trenches tonight.
They're doing very well. A little shaky that first series of the first drive, but have stiffened up since then. And keep in mind they're missing one of their leading tacklers in Ricky Fernandez, who was really having a terrific year on both sides of the ball before the injury.
Here's the snap. Howell looks left, under pressure, throws this one deep. He's got a man, but it is incomplete. No flag comes down. There is a Sandlot football game happening in the field adjacent, and there was a football thrown at the same time. I was worried that there was a flag, but now I see one in the backfield. Brian, did you see the call?
Yeah, it was roughing the passer. We had good pressure by one of our defensive ends who was in the quarterback's face, and unfortunately we saw this several times in the last game against Geneva. I think there were 3 or 4 roughing the passer calls, and one of those fellas was up to it again.
So that'll give the ball to Old Plank at the Flash's 31-yard line, 1st down and 10. They've got trips out to the left. One man to the right, that's Callaway. Holton in the backfield. Here's the snap, the handoff. He goes off left side. Ooh, he takes a big pop, but he picks up a decent gain. That was actually Tremaine Tukes, not Leonard Holton, in the backfield with the football in his hands. We'll have to keep an eye on that. That 8 and that 0 looked fairly similar, but here comes 0 back out on the field. He's got some bright green gloves on, so that'll be the marker for us up here in the booth, although actually we're not in a booth. We're on top of some decking that is here on top of a storage container. 2 wideouts out to the right, 1 to the left with an H-back. Shotgun formation, Holton in the backfield with Howell. Here's the snap. Howell's got plenty of time, puts a lot of air in this one into the end zone, but it's into coverage. That one is going to be incomplete. Jameer Stewart did a great job staying deep with the receiver.
I think Jameer Stewart wanted the offensive pass interference there. He was actually in the better position to catch the ball. We can see that the quarterback, who hasn't thrown the ball a whole lot, Troy Howell hasn't thrown it poorly, 12 of 21 for the season, over 3 games, 201 yards, 57% completion, 3 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. Has a nice big arm there. He's missed a couple times on this drive. And, you don't love the roughing the passer play. It really took away some momentum last week in a closer than the score game. But one of the things that it can affect is causing the quarterback to hear those footsteps and maybe get rid of it a little quicker.
3rd down and 8, man in motion. Howell takes the snap, looks left, quick throw to the outside, flashes, defense is ready. He is on it. That is Cal Schilling with the tackle for loss. It's going to be 4th down and long.
So that quick pass to the side, and this coming from a Gator fan watching it for 4 years under Billy Napier, it only works when you have the blockers. When you throw it out there and your guy's exposed, that's about what it looks like, a 4 or 5 yard loss. And I think this is go for it situation, even on 4th and about 12 or 13. They have a kicker who has kicked extra points but no field goals this season.
They have 2 kickers actually who have made extra points this year, but they're going to go for it from the Flashes 32. Good pressure. Big throw down the right side. He's got a man, tries to high point the ball, but he can't come down with it. Leighton Cascio in coverage knocks it away, and the Flashes for the 2nd time tonight will take over on downs.
So Leighton Cascio did a little bit of growing up there. This is a freshman defensive back who has been starting every game so far, and he was stride for stride there to challenge the play on a big 4th down stop, switching the momentum hopefully back to the Flashes.
Flashes offense has moved the ball well when they've had it. 2 turnovers have stalled a pair of drives in the red zone. That brings us to the end of the first quarter. Both teams have head to the sideline to grab a little bit of water, a little bit of instruction from their coaches. And when we reemerge, the Flashes are going to start this drive from their own 32-yard line. And it'll be a 1st down and 10 and another opportunity for this offense to get moving. Brian, over the course of the evening, we've seen a little bit of success on the ground. We've struggled a little bit through the air. I'll be curious to see how they approach the offensive scheme in the second half. I know running the ball was a big emphasis for them when they were game planning.
Yeah, and, we've thrown 2 passes, completed one of them, but it was to the other team. The coverage has been excellent on both of them. The quarterback was hurried on the first one, and there was a guy in the backfield even on Cody's 25-yard run. So with so much pressure up front, that's putting a lot of pressure on the cornerbacks to be able to stay in coverage and good coverage. And we've got an explosive receiver in Cam Coffendaffer, had over 150 yards and 4 touchdowns last week, 3 touchdowns, I think. So we'll see if we can get him going on the outside.
5 wideouts, empty backfield for Ott.
Could be a quarterback run.
He takes the snap. It is a run. Patient run around the right side. Cuts it back towards the middle. And he is going to pick up 8 on 1st down. He gets out across the 41-yard line.
I like the call there. You spread it out because when you do that, you spread the defense out, and then that gives you – so if everybody holds their blocks, theoretically that gives you one linebacker to beat in the middle.
Ott comes over to the sideline to talk to his head coach, Cash Forbrick. Cash in his 3rd season as the head football coach here at St. Joseph Academy. He had a learning year and then nearly a championship year, leading this team all the way to the SSAA championship game. Here they are 2-0 and taking on Old Plank. No score here, 11-17 to play in the second quarter. Another 5 wide out, empty backfield formation. Ott is going to throw the screen to Cologne. Cologne is going to be tackled in the backfield. He had Powers and Schilling out there to block for him, but the defender did a nice job splitting him.
Yeah, that ends up being a 3-yard loss, and as I said previously, if you don't have the blocking, then that play doesn't work. It's a nice play design, but the receivers have got to lay those blocks on, body up on those guys, find defensive play by the defenders, and we went from a 2nd and very makeable to a 3rd and medium right now.
3rd and 5 for the Flashes. 2 wideouts out to the right, 1 out to the left. Here's the snap. Ott's going to keep it. He goes right up the middle, tries to spin away from pressure, but he's going to be taken down, and guys are getting rolled up on there in the middle of the line It'll be 4th down and 3, but not a great situation here for the Flashes. They're in that no man's land in high school football between punting and going for it. And when your quarterback is also your punter, there's a chance we see him go. No play. I didn't see a play call go in, though, so I think this might be a punt.
Well, I did see a couple guys come in who aren't normal offensive players. I see Glisson coming off. Looks like Ollie Brinteson is back to punt, so the Flashes are showing punt. Boy, we got a lot of late personnel changes. I'm not even sure we've got 11 out there.
10. I see 10, maybe 11 if there's another guy tucked there. And it's a fake. Max Grimes, look at this. He's the up man in the formation. Gets the snap, goes straight up the middle, pushes his way forward. A dominant run by senior Max Grimes. 1st down, Flashes.
No one ever accused Coach Cash of not having guts. What a bold play call. That's one that you work on in practice and you just wait. You wait for the right moment to use it. Max Grimes, the senior, who's played literally all over. Offensive line, defensive line. He's played some tight end. He's played some H-back. And he's an up-blocking back there. Great play call. He's a bruiser, and he got it done there. Great push from the offensive line, too.
That, my friends, was the Ayuso special. Here's the snap. Ott's going to roll right. He's under some pressure. Throws this one high. Caught by Cologne. Cologne is going to pick up 3, maybe 4 on the play. They take him out of bounds at the 43-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Jacob Cologne has been involved in the offense in a nice bit this young season so far. He was a freshman last year, and so just getting his feet wet. Not the biggest guy out there. Came into the game with 3 receptions, 31 yards, and a touchdown, and already has 2 today.
Cologne and Powers are split out wide to the right. 2 backs in the backfield. Handoff is going to go to Cal Schilling, and Cal does a great job. Great vision there, finds the hole, makes his way up along the seam, and running straight down the hash marks. He's going to pick up a 1st down, takes the ball into defender territory. They'll mark him down at the defender's 43-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10.
Cal Schilling is a big play waiting to happen. When he gets his hands on the ball, good things happen. He's only rushed the ball before that one 4 times, 63 yards for a 15.8 yards per carry. Has a rushing touchdown, 3 receptions, 71 yards, and a receiving touchdown.
A lot of changes on the D-line for Old Plank. Oh, no, a blindside sack on Ott. The ball comes out. The ball's going to go all the way back to the 45-yard line, but a heady play by what I believe is Cal Schilling, who went back and jumped on that football.
Cody got rattled there. He's coming off the field on 2nd down. And, again, that is the blind side. You got a freshman in there at left defensive tackle. It looked like Cody might have been a little confused thinking that was 3rd down. It is 3rd down now. He had taken his helmet off. I hope that was confusion just from being rattled and not something happening up top.
He took a big hit there. Ball came out. He was in motion to make a throw, and he had a man downfield. It is now going to be 3rd down and long.
Boy, this is a situation where you might take a timeout.
Ott making some adjustments on the receivers. Takes the snap, rolls left. He's under pressure. He's just going to have to throw this one away, but he can't get his arm into position, and he's going to step out of bounds, but he'll lose 5 on the play.
Yeah, I think he was looking to throw it away, to escape first, then to throw it away, then actually had his eyes downfield, and we thought maybe he might make a throw. Hard running right to left across your body to make that pass. Just didn't have anybody open, and so tucked it and ran out of bounds.
So after the loss, it's 4th down and well, a lot. A lot. Let's see, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 33. 4th and 33. High snap, good catch. Brinteson gets away, a great punt. There was no man back. So that ball is going to go all the way to the 25-yard line. Nice field position, field flipping punt that the Flashes needed after that drive stalls.
Yeah, fantastic punt to flip the field position. That was 36 yards, and I believe that was Ollie Brentison's first high school punt. Great job, but going back to what really unraveled that drive was the big sack. You hate to have your quarterback take a hit like that. We talked about the importance of missing Ricky Fernandez several times. Ricky Fernandez protects the blind side. They got a lot of meat coming around that defensive right side, and that time he was barely touched. Cody didn't see him coming, and we're fortunate to escape injury on that play.
So the Flashes defense goes back out on the field. Still no score in this ball game. 6 minutes and 13 seconds to play in the first half. Both teams have traded long drives but haven't been able to come up with points. Leonard Holton wants to change that. The neon green gloved man sprints around the left side, gets a modest gain on first down. He took that snap so deep in the backfield and took off running. I believe we're going to get a timeout here as we go under the 6 minute mark. It's a water timeout. No score here from Old Plank. We'll be back. Welcome back to Friday Night Lights on WSOS 103.9. We are just inside 6 minutes to play in the first half. No score in this ball game. Two undefeated teams battling and grinding, unable to get into the end zone yet. The defenders have the ball now. The handoff goes to Howells. Howells sprints around the right side. A flag comes out in the backfield. He's going to pick up a couple on the play. It was 2nd down and 7. He gets out to the 35-yard line, which would have him just shy of the first down, but I think this one is going to come back on a holding call.
It definitely is. Max Grimes made the call, signaling hold on the offense because it was he who got held. Pretty obvious, happened almost right in front of the referee in the backfield. Easy call there, and Max was in a position where he would have made the tackle. Could have made a tackle. Big opportunity for the Flashes defense. You don't know if you need to defend them for 2 more plays or 3 more plays because we haven't seen a punt. I think the defenders have only punted once this season. Flashes haven't punted many times themselves. Oh boy, nobody covering on the left side.
They're hustling out there to pick it up. They've got trips out to the left. Here's the snap. You got a couple of man open, but Howells didn't have a lot of room. Nice pop there by Cal Schilling. Takes down the receiver. Modest gain on the play. 2nd down and 20 is going to turn into, waiting for the official spot here, I think he's going to pick up about 5 yards on the play.
If it was in fact a catch, I didn't see a flag down. They might have ruled that incomplete. Oh no, they waved off a flag. Okay, I think they were looking there to see if it was a spear by Cal Schilling. It was or maybe a defenseless receiver. It was a hit. Cal is bringing the wood tonight. That's the second big hit he's laid on a defender player, and it's looked like about 3rd and 8.5.
Inside 5 minutes to play in the first half now. The Flashes started out with the football tonight, so however this first half ends, Old Plank will have it to start the second. But right now they've got a 3rd down and long. Fires this one deep, but it's going to be blown dead. There was a pre-snap penalty that is going to go against the defenders. It is going to be a 5-yard loss here, and we'll be looking at 3rd and 13.
You confused me there, Todd. You said it was against the defenders, and I shook you off before I remembered that the offense is the defenders right now.
Correct. And because you were waving it off, I was trying to decide if you were actually making an illegal motion penalty when, in fact, I believe it was a delay of game, which is a whole different system. Brian, when you were a kid, did you have the NFL sticker books where you had it was almost like a yearbook, all the players, and you had to put the stickers in? On the back page, there was a referee chart with all of the potential signals that the referees would make during a football game. And I referenced that in my brain from time to time. And so you threw me off as you're waving me off as I called that penalty on the defenders.
I did have that sticker book. I also had a Houston Oilers bike, a Houston Oilers backpack, a Houston Oilers hat, a Houston Oilers jersey, and any number of other NFL paraphernalia. Or as you would say, but haven't said this year yet, accoutrements.
So there is a difference, though, between paraphernalia and accoutrements. Typically, if I'm going to say it, it's going to be accurate, and it might be accoutrement.
Oh, the English teacher speaks up.
The English teacher speaking horrible French. Or at least a term that originated in French. Anyway. 4 minutes, 33 seconds to go in the first half. No score, third down and long. There's been a timeout called. The referees are all huddled up around the 20-yard line, engaged in a discussion. The Flashes were chatting a bit on the sidelines, and now we're waiting to see where Old Plank goes with this one. And you got to wonder, because they've yet to punt, is this 4-down territory? So do they look at trying to get it all, or do they try to catch the Flashes sitting back a little bit on defense?
Well, they've turned a lot more pass happy than they started off, and then their playbook said they would be coming into this game.
3 wide receivers all stacked up on the left, 1 on the right. Howell in the backfield with Holton. He takes the snap. Under pressure, Max Grimes chasing after him, but he's got a lot of room to run now. He took off running around the right side, picks up a big gain, and my goodness, he is right on the sticks where they have the ball marked right now. It's literally, if it's a left foot spot, it's a first down. The right foot spot, and they're short.
Looks like there's a first down
and
signal.
It is a first down, a 13-yard run by Troy Howell. He got pressured, sprinted around the right side, and picked up just enough for the first.
Yeah, we had great pursuit on the right defensive end side by Max Grimes. I was hoping he might run him down, but Howell's pretty fast for a big guy. Did not have outside contain on the left end side. We've got somebody playing that spot who's I don't believe I've seen him playing end before. He may have over the last couple games, but got pushed inside on that one.
All right, a fresh set of downs. Here's the snap, the handoff. Grimes gets penetration in the backfield, and then the rest of the Flashes come and clean it up. It'll be a short gain on first down. No score in the ball game. 4 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the first half. It's going to be, actually, he's going to be brought down for a loss. Looks like about half a yard. We'll call it second down and a long 10.
And Max Grimes has really been disruptive tonight. Connor Orr-Kennard was there for the assist, but Max was there quickly and finished what he started with a little help from Connor. Boy, 3:48 in a scoreless first half that really the Flashes had a couple of chances early, but it's been a while since anyone has really threatened.
Yeah, the game's really been played between the 30-yard lines. There was a lot of motion there. Max Grimes is going to get the tackle here on the left side of the line after a very short gain. That was not Holton. That was another big gentleman who came in at running back. Hard to see the numbers from here. Brian, we're kind of at a relatively medium height. The lights are actually kind of low, and the black uniforms with the maroon numbers at this time of night, well, they don't work for a man of a certain age's eyes.
But the Flashes are wearing their white jerseys where the numbers are very clear, which
Indeed.
is helping us out on that side. Connor Orr-Kennard was actually the first one there, got the ball carrier around the legs, and then Max finished him off. Big third down defensive play for the Flashes.
Third and a long 10. Flashes get set up. A flag comes out. That's going to be a delay of game penalty. which is going to turn this into a 3rd down and 15.
Boy, Todd, it's been, for two undefeated teams, it's been an ugly game so far. The Flash's defensive coaches were confident about their game plan coming in, and so far the defense has held up well.
All right, we've got a whistle and a timeout. So with 2:39 to play, the defenders want to talk about it. We'll be right back.
For the defenders. Defenders offense looking for a big conversion here on 3rd down.
3rd and long here. 2:39 to play in the first half. Flash's defense has a huge opportunity to get a stop here and maybe get the football back before the half. Howells brings a man in motion. Takes the snap, looks left, throws left. It's kind of a screen play. The Flashes are ready for it. Cal Schilling blows it up in the backfield. They'll lose 2 more yards, and it's going to be 4th and long.
Boy, Cal Schilling again, not on my side, Cal says. That was dead before it started. A loss there. It was actually the Flashes that had called the previous timeout. They call another one here. Coach Cash wanting to preserve some time for his offense. 2:27. Todd, you have to think at 4th and 15, 16, 17 that they punt, but gosh, you just don't know right now.
Brian, you do have to think that. Now, if I'm the coach standing on the other side, my defense has been pretty successful over the course of the evening. Aside from that first drive where the Flashes took it all the way down and then unfortunately threw the interception, the defense has been relatively stout. I was going to say staunch, but we'll say stout. And so you almost wonder if they don't risk it just to give themselves a chance and then hope the defense can do the job. It's not what I would do, but that is an option for them. So it looks like they're setting up, though, and I thought for a second it was a swinging gate formation, but that is not the quarterback, so maybe it's the punter. It looks more like a shotgun. And a little bit of a little rugby kick there, goes right out of bounds. A young Flash who was out of bounds avoided catching the ball as if he might have impacted the possession. But he does a nice job backing away from it and ensuring that everything is good to go. The Flashes will take over at midfield. And it looks like there's a little bit of a uniform change happening over on the sideline. We might have had some blood on a jersey, so it looks like Jack Powers is getting ready to make a shift. Could have been blood on the jersey, or it may be that he is taking an offensive line position.
I think he might be stepping in at that left tackle spot after the big hit on Cody Ott, the previous possession.
So now the Flashes send trips out to the left. They've got 2:19 remaining and 50 yards to go to score. Ott takes the snap, looks left, now rolls right. He's got a little bit of room if he takes off, but instead it's a throw. It is going to be caught by Cam Coffendaffer, who takes a knee at the 33-yard line.
Beautiful pass on the run. Cam Coffendaffer is the Flash's leading receiver, best big play guy. Nice gain of 17 on first down. First catch of the night for Cam, and now the Flashes, for the first time, have positive yardage passing. We had completed 2 out of 4 for a total of 0 yards.
All right, Flashes now 1:43 to play. Handoff. That is going to be, look at him go. That was Asher Glisson going around the right side, but there is a flag down, and now a second flag comes out.
I think the first one's got to be a hold. I think the second one is going to be a late hit or something unnecessary roughness against the defenders, because I saw a Flash end up on his rear end way after the play had ended.
So Glisson sprints to the right, picks up 5 yards, gets to the 30-yard line. Flag came out in the backfield, which we think could potentially be a hold. Second flag comes out, may be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty after. So I'll be curious to see how they mark these off or if they will be offsetting. And so they appear to be marking off the holding penalty, but the referee is now asking the Flashes offense to hang tight. So holding call, but now in addition, there is a dead ball personal foul that is going to go against the defenders. So it appears that they marked off the 10-yard penalty, and now they're going to mark off the 15-yard penalty on the defenders. And Brian, the ball is going to end up almost exactly where the offensive play would have ended.
The one difference that favors the Flashes is still first down. Had the play gone as it ran, it would be 2nd and 5, but because of the penalty situation, the Flashes actually get first down over again.
And I think because that second foul was a dead ball foul, they actually operated both penalties and did not treat them as an offsetting situation. So now it's a 1st down and 5 from the 29-yard line, 1 minute and 37 seconds to go in this first half. Ott is going to hand this one off to Glisson. Glisson is patient, finds some room up the middle, sprints to the outside to the right, all the way into the end zone for the score. But Brian, a flag has come out right around the 10-yard line. Glisson just went 25 yards for the score. Scratch that, 30 yards for the score.
So frustrating because whatever the penalty was, a hold or a block in the back on the Flashes, it's a hold. It was completely unnecessary. Asher had the defense beat. It happened even to or behind the play, several yards to the side of where Asher was. Those kind of penalties just drive you crazy.
So 1 minute and 27 seconds now on the clock. It looks like the yardage that he gained prior to the penalty was enough for a first down. So they are giving him a first down, but then the ball moved back out to the 20-yard line. They had gotten all the way into the end zone. The foul occurred at the 10. So here we go, 1:23 to play. 3 wide receivers. Ott under center. He's got Glisson in the backfield. Hands it to him, but he is going to be brought down in the backfield. The defense was ready for that one. Ott heads to the sideline to talk to Forbrick, who is going to provide a new play, hopefully one that is more successful than the last.
Boy, and Asher's going to go down with a 5 or a 6 yard loss there, but that sure wasn't his fault. Again, he had no chance there. As soon as he got the ball, he was blown up in the backfield by not one but 2 guys. Run it.
Ott rolling left, throws this one and is going to be intercepted. That ball floated just a little bit. The defender undercut the route, comes up with the interception, and with 36 seconds to go, the Flashes turn the football over for the 3rd time tonight.
And you got to admire the quarterback looking downfield the entire time. As I've said a couple times, it's hard to roll left and throw against your body. He could have run for probably at least 8 or 10 if he tucked it, but it's hard to get mad at throwing. It wasn't a terrible pass. It was a good break on the ball by the defender. But 3rd time the Flashes have been driving with an opportunity to score and turn the ball over.
That is a tough break for the Flashes. 36 seconds to go, and Old Plank is going to get one more shot at it. We'll see what they do with the time. And they are just going to take a knee, content to take double zeros into halftime. So that will do it for the first half here from Old Plank Christian Academy. The St. Joseph Academy Flashes unable to put points on the board here after making a trip into the red zone. But the defense has played well, so it is a 0-0 tie as we head into halftime. We'll be back in about 15 minutes. You're listening to the Flashes Digital Network on WSOS 103.9. Welcome back to Friday Night Lights on WSOS 103.9 as we prepare to start the third quarter. We are broadcasting live from Old Plank Christian Academy out here on the north side of Jacksonville. We are west of 95, north of I-10, and we are watching just a battle of a football game, Brian. No score, multiple trips into the red zone for both teams. Turnovers on both sides, turnovers on downs. It has been a defensive battle that now brings us into a scoreless second half among undefeated teams. We just had the principal from the other school come up in the booth and check with us, and he's like, is anybody ever going to score? Brian, is anybody ever going to score?
But the Flashes had 3 opportunities. The Flashes were inside the 25 3 times, turned it over all 3 times. Had a nice-looking drive going at the end of the half that ended in an interception. Made it an offensive line change, which bolsters the offensive line. The Flashes, as we mentioned early in the game and pregame, are missing Ricky Fernandez, who's just been a standout on both sides of the ball, protects the blind side from quarterback Cody Ott, and also was one of the leading tacklers coming into the game and having a great senior season. He's going to be out for an extended time. We had a freshman who started in his place. Jack Powers actually put on the 62 jersey in the second quarter and took over for the freshman after Cody Ott got absolutely rocked by an unpicked up blindside rusher. And you hate to lose Jack Powers because he's actually the second leading rusher coming into the game behind your quarterback, and this is not an offense that heavily features the quarterback run as the defenders do. So Flashes started to get some things going there. We got to start off on defense and then hope some of that momentum continues in the second half.
So we have a new left tackle, and there's also a new cameraman for those of you that are enjoying this game on the Flashes digital network. The new kicker, Ollie Brentison, puts that one into the end zone. It almost came to rest inside the 5-yard line. A little risky decision by the return man there.
Boy, what a revelation Ollie has been as a kickoff kicker. He has consistently put the ball down the field. That was beautiful, kicking it away from the lone deep man. Unusual that you'd only see one guy back on a kickoff, but it was to the side. As you said, it took a beautiful Flashes bounce that slowly got back. But the Flashes are defending 80 yards of field, and the way this defense has played, you have to feel pretty good about that.
Troy Howells, the quarterback, is a big dude, 6'2", 220 pounds, very similar to the quarterback the Flashes faced off against a couple of weeks ago. They have contained him relatively well. He has run the football for a couple of big games, but it hasn't been particularly successful in the past, and he's going to start off the second half with a powerful run straight up the middle. Flash's defense holds tough, but that was a punishing run for 4 yards.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of that in the first drive or two of the second half. I think both teams are going to try and establish the run. There hasn't been a whole lot going for either team through the air, but both teams have kind of gotten away from their bread and butter.
2nd and 5. It's going to be another run, and he is going to go straight up the middle. That was Howells again on the quarterback keeper, and he'll pick up another 5. Actually going to give him credit for 6 just across the 30-yard line and a first down.
There's a different formation here, and I was looking to see who 62 was. That was Jack Powers in there on the tackle. Different formation here. You've got 2 H-backs right behind the line, a very tight formation, and this is as power gets. Basically, we're gonna put 8 guys in front of our 220-pound quarterback, pushing forward and driving the defense off the ball. Be interesting to see how the Flashes adjust to this. Do they turn to their speed guy now on this play?
And they do indeed. Holton's going to go straight up the middle, but he dances a little bit in the hole, and the Flashes were able to get their hands on him, and Leonard Holton is going to be taken down after a very short gain.
And Asher Glisson, I think, was the first one there. Stoutness by the defensive line. I think the Flashes' defense was relieved to see it didn't go back to the quarterback there. You know, Holton's only 175. He's 170. He's a very dangerous runner, shifty. But Troy Howell is no fun to tackle, 225 pounds.
2nd and 10 for Old Plank. Bunch formation again. They're going to go with the keeper. The Flashes defense is ready, though, and they knock him back. They've got their number now.
Boy, you love to see that. Some early penetration. Number 21 was in there. I think that was Leighton Cascio for the defense. But there were probably about 4 or 5 guys around the tackle. Great surge from the interior of the defense. This is third and long now. This is a situation on the defense. When you see that formation, you just got to get low. You can't be pushed back. Fill up space. Connor or Kennard there in the middle. Jacob McKinney. Just be the low man and hold your ground. Let the linebackers come up and fill those holes.
It's not exactly the Philly tush push, but it has a similar feel to it. Same formation and lineup. It's kind of everybody in the tush push situation, but he's in a shotgun. But now they hurt themselves with another delay of game penalty.
I think that was actually a false start, and I think they were trying to get the Flashes to jump. Every time they have done that, 2 or 3 times tonight, that has actually resulted in a penalty for the defenders instead of for the Flashes. The defenders meaning the offense right now. If you're just tuning in, Old Plank is called the Defenders, even though the Flashes are currently the defenders.
We are broadcasting live from the north of Jacksonville. 9 minutes to go in the third quarter in a scoreless game between St. Joseph Academy, they are the Flashes, and Old Plank Christian Academy, they are the Defenders, who are in fact on offense. We're back in that tight formation. Shotgun, Holton in the backfield with Howell. Here's the snap. Fakes the handoff, but nobody's there. The throw, downfield, overthrown, incomplete. Cameraman lost them as they ran down the field. But trust me when I tell you, the ball was overthrown, and it is going to be 4th down and 12.
So, Todd, I was thinking as they were lining up, at what point did they try and slip somebody downfield? It's 3rd and long. They're showing the same formation as a run. You can't go to sleep if you're a safety, a cornerback. Camden Schweitzer did not go to sleep. He was in position, the best position to make a play on the ball. Looks like they do have a punter out, and we do have a return man back. And, Todd, this could be a big play for the Flashes.
Cam Coffindaffer is back to return. A little bit of a rugby-style kick. Coffindaffer is going to fair catch this one at the 45-yard line, and that's where the Flashes will take over. Nice concentration there, and good decision by Coffindaffer to hang on to that football in the moment with a man right in his face.
Yeah, and if you ask me, a little bit too much in his face. It bothers me on all levels of football when guys don't respect the halo that the returner is supposed to have. And he was in his face. There was no 2-yard separation there. Great concentration by Cam. If I were a ref there, not that I like a lot of flags, I think that would have been flag worthy. See if we run the ball and try and reestablish that.
Shotgun formation for the Flashes. Coffindaffer in motion, and they're going to pitch it to him. This is a little Deami Brown jet sweep, and look at him go. He's going to fly his way around the left side. He goes across midfield, gets all the way down to the 44-yard line, and that should be, actually they'll mark him down at the 45, so it's going to be, I was about to say 2nd down and short, but they give him the 1st down, and the Flashes will have a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, I thought they took a yard away. I thought it should have been 11. They gave him 10. It's actually going to go down as a pass. The ball actually moved in the air forward, similar to the play that I mentioned in the first half, where the ball hit the ground and should have been ruled dead as the receiver bobbled it. But
just like the Jaguars ran first possession of the game on 4th down to Deami Brown. They got them a 1st down. They faked the exact same play. Quick throw to the outside to Schilling. Schilling's now got some room around the right side. Look at him fly down the sideline. He will get inside the 30, down to the 25. Nice quick throw out there, and Schilling does the rest.
Boy, great play design by Coach Cash. He's always looking for angles, for wrinkles, and I like the way we've started off with some dynamic play calling that doesn't put too much pressure on the line. A nice block out there by Max Grimes, the right tackle, who created a great crease for Cal Schilling. We talk about those quick passes, how they're only effective when they're blocked well, and when you're putting your big right tackle out there instead of a receiver, your chances of blocking it well improve dramatically.
Ott's got 4 wide receivers, 3 of them out to the right. It's a quick throw. Coffindaffer is going to make the grab, but there's another situation where they tried to get a block there, and they just weren't able to do it. He almost slipped into the inside and would have had a big gain. At the end of the play, there was a little extra physicality that a couple of the Flashes fans did not appreciate.
Yeah, the play was being blown dead and continued on for, I would say, several seconds after the whistle, and the player just didn't let go of Cam's ankle. I like how they're trying to get the ball into Cam's hands, though. Only one catch in the first half. He's our leading receiver coming in. He's already gotten 2 touches in the second half.
Schilling and Glisson are in the backfield. Ott is under pressure. He rolls out to the left, and now he's going to run it. Takes this one back up the middle, and he's got a huge gain. He'll be inside the 10-yard line. They mark him down at the 5. Big play for the Flashes. No flags on the field, and that puts the Flashes in business, making their 3rd trip into the red zone this evening. No points yet. Here we go, Flashes.
Yeah, and I think Cody learned from the mistake that he made. It wasn't a huge mistake, although it resulted in an interception towards the end of the first half when he was rolling left and he had a lot of green in front of him and threw a pass that the defender made a great play. We learned at halftime that somebody ran the wrong route. Someone should have taken the safety out of the play, which would have made, one of the coaches told us, would have made the intended receiver open. But that time, Cody, he made the decision early. He committed himself to the run. Nice pickup of 22, and it looks like we have a water break stoppage.
5:13 to play in the 3rd quarter. Timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout up here in the booth. We'll be back at Old Plank. All right, Flashes are in business here. The ball is spotted 1st and goal from the 5. Flashes have it on the left hash. They bring Schilling in motion. He goes under center, and they're going to try to push him into the end zone. It looks like the defenders got leverage, though, and pushed him back. He picks up 1 yard on the play. That was the old Jack Fox play where they bring a receiver in motion. He immediately goes under center and takes the snap.
That is exactly what came to my mind as well. Reminiscent of Jack Fox. Jack Fox, of course, was a tremendous 2-way player for the Flashes for a lot of years. Had a really outstanding season as our leading rusher last year and as a defensive end. We miss him, and we do that in memory of you, Jack. You might have scored.
All right, 2 wide receivers out to the left. A back in the backfield, that is Glisson. Glisson shifts from the left to the right side of the formation. Now a flag comes out, and there was another shift. That is going to be a false start on the Flashes. This 1st and goal is going to move from 4 yards to 9.
Absolute killer. Flashes in their best scoring position. Really all you have to do is run the ball 4 times there. And you know, with the talent that the Flashes have and the creativity and the play calling, I think our chances are really good, but you shoot yourselves in the foot there. Don't know who it was that had jumped. It could have been a receiver for all I know, but once again, you lose the continuity without having Ricky Fernandez in there, and did that play a part?
Here's the snap. Ott rolls to the right. He's under some significant pressure. He throws this one, and the receiver extends his body, but he's unable to bring it in. That one will go incomplete. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 9.
I think it's third and goal.
Excuse me, 3rd and goal from the 9.
And good effort. Cody rolled right. A lot of pressure there. There was no quarterback run in the cards there. Made a good, safe throw there. Even if it was a throwaway, that would have been a good decision. Whoever the receiver was made a heck of an effort for the diving catch. Would have been short of the end zone. Sometimes you just got to pack it back up and try again. Todd, it makes you wonder, though. I mean, obviously we want to score the touchdown, which is a lot harder here on 3rd and 9 than on 3rd and 4, and probably you run if you stay it there. If we don't get it, what is the field goal situation looking like?
We shall see. Interesting little play here. Little double reverse flip. That is going to be Powers. Powers forces his way into the pylon. No official signal yet. Oh, they are going to call him out of bounds at the 1-yard line. And there is a little bit of protest, not with words, but with bouncing up and down. But they are going to mark him just shy of the goal line. It'll be 4th down and inches on the 4th and goal.
Todd, I am shocked. Where did that play come from? And the fact that Powers did it with the 62 jersey, I didn't
see the eligible signal, but they must have done something. They are lining up to go for it. 4th and goal. Ott is going to nose his way, submarines through, touchdown, Flashes. They've got 6 points on the board. 3:35 to play in the 3rd quarter, and the first points go up on the scoreboard.
And you got to give a whole lot of credit to the offensive line there. Cole Duffy manning the middle. Jacob McKinney, who's been such a fantastic addition to the team. Connor Orr-Kennard in the middle of that offensive line. They had a push. Cody gets the credit, but it was the line that had the surge. They made it easy for him.
Flashes are lining up with Ollie Brinteson for the extra point. The kick is up, and it is perfect. 7-0 Flashes. 3:35 to play in the 3rd quarter. Brian, we talked at the outset of the 3rd quarter about who would finally put points on the board. Well, the Flashes strike first.
And a great drive by the offense. Great play calling by Coach Cash. Great execution by the players. Great job of overcoming a potentially really costly penalty. But let's not forget about the defense. The defense, who's pitching a shutout, made a stop in the beginning, put the offense in good field position so that they only had to drive 55 yards. And the offense has shown time after time that it can drive the ball. Now, defense, flex your muscles. Do it again.
Brinteson prepares to kick off from his own 40-yard line. Only one returner deep. It is another end-over-end good kick. Holston picks it up inside the 10. He's across the 20, and he'll get out now. Oh, my gosh, he broke free, and they're going to rule him out of bounds. The Flashes got lucky there that he stepped out of bounds because he had broken loose and would have been untouched into the end zone. But fortunately for the Flashes, this drive is going to start somewhere around the 25-yard line.
Yeah, not bad, all things considered. The coverage was pretty good. I think it was John Paul Corrigan who was there on the left side of the Flashes return team who may have ran him out of bounds or pushed him out of bounds. He'll get credit for a solo tackle there. It'll be interesting to see if the defenders go back to that tush-push-like formation.
You know, it dominated for 2 or 3 plays, and then the Flashes pretty much put a stop to it. Similar formation here. They've got everybody tight to the line. 2 tight ends, maybe a 3 tight end set. Howells is going to get this one. That is actually number 8, Tremaine Tukes, and Tukes is going to get taken down. Big hit from Asher Glisson.
Riley Duggan Kidd was also in there early. Fantastic job. Leighton Cascio with an assist for the tackle for the loss. And, of course, Asher Glisson, who's was our leading tackler last year, over 100 tackles and had some pretty impressive recognitions. A little bit slower start to the season. I think we're still waiting in Game 3 for Asher Glisson to get up to the level that we know he can be. He's been dealing with some injuries. But, boy, he's going to be an even more important part of the team with Ricky Fernandez out. We've got an illegal substitution against the offense. And, talk about penalties. We have seen the defenders shoot themselves in the foot far more than the Flashes have today. And I don't think you can say the refs are calling a one-sided games. I think the penalties they've committed have been fairly obvious ones.
2nd and 15 from right around the 20-yard line. Howells takes the snap, drops back, dumps this one to Holton. Holton's got a little bit of room to run. Flashes defenders, though, close quickly, and Cal Schilling, along with one of his mates, is able to bring him down shy of the 30-yard line. Nice job by the Flashes defense. After that one looked like he might have been causing some trouble in space.
Without a doubt, Camden Schweitzer with another great defensive play. He's had a nice game. I think Asher Glisson was in that place where if it seems too easy to get to the quarterback, it's probably for a reason. They let him run right by him through the running back screen around him, took one of our most ferocious tacklers out of the play, and I think that was a designed pass rush, but a good play by the defenders.
3rd and long here. Howells claps for the snap, hands this one to Holton. Holton's going to try to get around the right side. Flashes defense stretching this play out, does nice coverage. He cuts it back a little, gets a couple more than they hoped. He'll get out to the 30-yard line, but there is a flag down on the field.
That's coming back
around the 25-yard line. And now that's an interesting decision because it was going to be 4th down and 2 from their own 33-yard line, but they're going to take the holding call and knock him back.
And I could see from up here Max Grimes' jersey stretch a good 5-6 inches. So Max, even when he's not making the tackle, he's causing disruption. Max has had another great game on defense. He's just causing problems. Looks like they're moving him around. This time he's over on the right side. It looked like he was about to start on the left side, and we've got 3rd and about 20.
3 wide receivers in the formation for the defenders. Powers is in the backfield, putting pressure on the quarterback. Big throw. Cal Schilling's able to knock that one away. Pass falls incomplete. It'll be 4th and long from inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, fantastic play. Powers did a great job on that rush. He purposefully slowed himself down. It was a contained rush, not a bullet get there as quickly as possible. I thought Cal might have his 3rd interception of the season. He got up there and was ready to high point it, wasn't able to come down with it, but really terrific coverage. Cal Schilling is another guy who has really stepped up, having a good game. And Todd, I'm going to say it again. I got a good feeling about this play with Cam Coffindaffer. Guys, just give him some blocking. Give him some space.
Coffindaffer is your punt returner. He's standing at the defender's 40-yard line, so they are in plus territory. It's been kind of a running rugby-style kick throughout the evening. Flashes are defending tight, though, ever wary against the fake. They lead it 7-0 with 1:23 to go in the 3rd quarter, and Old Plank is going to use their 2nd timeout of the 2nd half. We'll take a timeout as well and come back on the other side. Welcome back to Friday Night Lights on WSOS 103.9. Flashes lead it 7-0. 1:23 to play in the 3rd quarter. And we're getting ready for a punt. Flashes get great pressure. They are going to get to the punter in the backfield, throw him down on the ground. My spotter tells me that was Asher Glisson. He gets into the backfield, takes down the punter, and the Flashes are effectively going to force their 3rd, if not their 4th, turnover on downs. I know one particular listener right now, Gabby, is going to love that one.
I think it might have been Jack Powers that made it. I think it was 62 instead of 6. Not 100% sure, but great job. Was worried he might get a little high, but boy, what a crazy call, Todd. I just don't see a running punt fake from that field position.
I'm not sure that it was an intentional fake. I think the Flashes just had so much penetration, he couldn't punt the ball. Flashes knew that he was going to run to his left and try to make a kick, and I think they just did a nice job getting into the backfield. Regardless of the intent, that was the result. 54 seconds to go in the third quarter, and the Flashes are in business in plus territory. The ball is set at I believe it's at the 9-yard line. They can technically get a first down. It'll be second down and about 8 here.
Was Cody Ott on the first down territory. Boy, he fought for a long time for those 2 yards.
Ooh, it looks like we've got some motion and potentially an offsides call. No, it is going to be a motion penalty against the Flashes, and they'll have to back up 5.
2 things happen simultaneously. If you ask me, the defensive lineman touched the offensive lineman before the running back took a forward step. Both are illegal. The referees disagreed with me and said that the Flash player moved first. It makes sense that a defensive player might move when he sees the running back move.
Either way, it is now second down and 13.
Second time the Flashes consecutively have been in here and committed a costly penalty.
Flashes dealing with nearly a delay penalty there. There was a 2-second difference between the play clock and the game clock, and the Flashes sprinted out of the huddle up to the line, but they're going to get one final play here in the third quarter before we take our break. Brian, scoreless game up through the first half, a couple of turnovers on both sides of the ball. Flashes with a huge defensive stop. They get a decent, if not, I say decent, they do a great job actually getting the punt with good field position, drive down the field with a couple of big plays. They punch it in, and now, after a fourth down stop, they have the ball back in the red zone. And Brian, if they're unable to get the first down, this is where I wonder if your question earlier about an Ollie Brinteson field goal doesn't come into play.
He's gotten hotter with the extra points. This is going to be a little bit further than an extra point. I think the play calling is going to be interesting here. We haven't had a lot of success throwing downfield. Our leading rusher is our quarterback right now. I got to think we stick with the run here on second down.
Second and long. Ott takes the snap. Quick throw outside. He's got a receiver. He's got a receiver that is now running free down the right side, but there is another flag down on the field. This touchdown is going to come back. A holding call is going to go against the Flashes. Points come off the board. I believe that was Zaylen Starr with his first catch of the night. Made a great play to get into the end zone, but it's coming off the board.
I didn't see the hold to know if it was a good call or not. Came from the opposite side of the field. Boy, just unfortunate for the Flashes.
So it was second down from the 12, but now they are going to be backing up all the way. Oh, the play must have been in the backfield because the ball is being spotted all the way back at the 25-yard line. Now, we're supposed to be flipping sides here at the end of the quarter, but I believe that for some reason they are playing an untimed down here, it appears. And another flag is going to come out. Procedural penalty is going to go against the Flashes, and this one is going the wrong way, Brian.
Yeah, that was just ugly. A lot of confusion in the Flashes offense. You had 2 guys in motion at the same time. One of them was kind of looking like, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here. That might have been one of those trick plays, gadget plays that needed a little bit of setup there, but probably need to practice that one a few more times. Now we're all the way back to the 30-yard line. Definitely out of Ollie's field goal range. Still second down, but we got to get inside the 5.
The 3 to get a first down. Ott, he's got 3 wide receivers. He's got 2 men in the backfield with him to help block. He rolls out to the left, and you know what? He's got some room. He fakes the throw, keeps it, runs it, and he finds himself in, well, that's a great gain. He'll get inside the 20-yard line. They mark him down at the 15. That is a big pickup on second down. That will be the final play of the third quarter, and now they will head in the opposite direction. Brian, the clock is still set at 12. That almost felt like 2 complete untimed downs. I'm not sure I've seen that one before.
Oh boy, this would be terribly costly.
Ooh, this might be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Dead ball. A dead ball personal foul is going to go against the Flashes. So almost all of the yardage that they picked up is now going to be lost.
Boy, how many times can you shoot yourselves on the foot? You get gifted a possession inside the 20. Your quarterback gets you half of what you lost back and gives you a third and makeable after having a touchdown taken off the board for the second time tonight. That's just inexcusable. Don't know what was said. It wasn't even connected to the play. It was coming back to the huddle. One of the Flashes players must have said something in hearing range of the ref. That is just inexcusable.
That is going to hurt. So as we get ready for the first play of the fourth quarter, the Flashes lead at 7-0. 12 minutes go up on the board. This has been a defensive battle. The Flashes offense has found some running room. They've gotten some great plays off screens. But right now they are looking at a third down and basically 25, if not 26, once they get the sticks marked. I believe they've got the ball at the 30-yard line, so it is going to be 3rd and 28.
And you'd like to send it up to your best deep threat, Cam Coffindaffer, but he's really been blanketed on the deep ball. The corners have been outstanding so far. Cam has got, I believe his name is Hunter Moore, a junior cornerback, 6'1", press coverage. There could be an opportunity.
Ott with the snap. Throws this one down the sideline. He's got a man. Coffindaffer with a leaping, spinning grab inside the 10-yard line. That is a fantastic connection.
Absolutely. Perfect throw. Cam did a great job fighting off the press coverage and getting the outside position. Great job by the offensive line, giving Cody time to throw the ball. And it looks like they're going to go for a field goal, which I think is the right call on 4th and goal from the 10. This puts you up 2 scores. It's not much further than an extra point. Ali, you got this, buddy.
Looks like a 27-yard attempt.
Don't rule out the fake. Your quarterback is your holder.
Good snap, good hold. Brinteson puts this one up in the air. It is on target and has the distance. The field goal is good. Flashes 10, defender 0.
Ali Brinteson, first career field goal. It's 27 yards, and it is huge. Gives the Flashes a 2-score lead in a defensive battle when their defense has pitched a shutout.
Brian, for a 0-0 game all the way up through the half, we have had no shortage of entertainment. Whether you are listening to this game live on WSOS 103.9, watching it on the Flashes Digital Network live stream, or it's Saturday and you're sitting in your living room rewatching the game because you had so much fun at the park tonight, you are in for a treat.
Shout out to Captain Bob if he's still with us. We know he sometimes dozes off in the second half of these games, but Captain Bob is a loyal Flashes fan who frequents the St. Augustine YMCA in the 5:30 in the morning group.
Good kickoff here is going to be fielded at the 10. He's crossed the 15 and the 20, and he's got a little bit more running room than I like. Flashes are able to take him down at the 30.
Max Grimes was there, but I think number 12, Jameer Stewart, got there first. Cam Coffindaffer made a swipe at him, And, the Flash's kick coverage has really been terrific, and Ollie's kicking has been terrific. 70 yards to defend. Hasn't been a whole lot of big play passing through the air. The Flashes have shut down the bread and butter of the defenders' offense, the run, and let's see if they can do it a couple more times, Todd.
11 minutes to play in this ball game. Flashes lead it 10-0. Troy Howell is your quarterback. He's a big cat, and he's in the backfield right now. Holton is split out wide to the left. We've got a little bit of confusion on the Flashes defense right here. Fans are really getting wired up. Leonard Holton comes in motion. They're going to throw the quick swing pass to him. He's able to break a tackle, if not two, and is going to pick up 5. Ball comes out to the 35-yard line. There was a lot of energy happening on the sideline here, trying to communicate some changes in the secondary.
Yeah, and there was a whole lot of things that they could have done there. We had at least 3 guys in on the tackle. I know Cam Schweitzer was one of them. Max was in there again. Riley Duggan, Kidd. Good adjustment by the Flashes. Had a couple guys hit him early. Asher Glisson was one of those guys. Slowed him down so that the other guys could clean it up.
2nd down and 5 from the 35. Handoff goes to Leonard Holton. Holton goes around the right side. Flash's defense is able to keep him from getting the first down. Ball is going to be spotted at the 37-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Jack Powers in on the tackle. He's doing a terrific job on both sides. And, Todd, you just can't compliment enough a guy who comes in as your leading rusher from your running backs, second leading rusher on the team, and puts on the 62 jersey to do whatever needs to be done to help the team. The blind side has largely been protected since Powers came in at left tackle, and he's had a heck of a job on defense as well.
Flash's defensive line has been stout as well. Here's the quick throw, and that one is nearly intercepted. The ball was overthrown. There was a miscommunication there between quarterback and receiver. It looks to me like that was Camden Schweitzer who got his hands on the football, but he's not able to bring it in. It's going to be 4th down and 4.
One of the Flash's defenders, I'm not sure if it was Ollie or if it was Connor, that got their hands up, and I think that disrupted that pass a little bit. But, boy, that was right in Cam's hands. He's going to be having nightmares about that one, Todd. That, I believe, would have been his first career interception, relatively new to the starting safety position. Huge play here for the Flash's defense.
4th and 4, and we have to imagine, based on what we've seen, that they're going for it. 9 minutes and 27 seconds to go in this ball game. And they are going for it. Everybody bunched up tight to the line. This is the tush push. Howells tries to go off the right side. Stiff arms a man. He gets a second effort. It's going to be enough for a first down. Now he's racing down the sideline. Gets all the way into Flash's territory. They'll mark him down at the plus 45.
Boy, we had our chances. We had 2 or 3 guys. Howell just kept those big tree trunk legs plowing, bounced it to the outside. Even I think the 3rd and 4th guy that got him, he was big enough and strong enough to probably drive them back for the first down, but he got a lot more there. Let's stay strong, Flashes. They played such a great game. 8:57 is still plenty of time for 2 scores. Would really love to get the ball back with a 2-score lead.
Now, Old Plank had to use 2 timeouts in the 3rd quarter, so trying to monitor that situation as we go. 1st down and 10 from the plus 45. Howells has 3 wide receivers. They're tight to the line, but left of the formation. The handoff, though, goes to Leonard Holton. Holton tries to head around the left side. A guy goes at his ankles, but he breaks away. He'll be spun down after a gain of 5 yards. He gets just across the 40.
Yeah, it would have been a great play. That was actually the cornerback coming in to dive at the ankles there. Didn't quite get it. That would have been a tackle for a loss. Instead, it's about a 6-yard gain, and this defender's offense is finally in motion.
8 minutes to play in the ball game. 2nd down and 5. Flash's defense playing well, but being stressed at the moment. They're taking their time. Play clock inside 15. Here's the snap. Handoff. That's Tukes. Actually, Howells kept it, and he is going to kind of bully and muscle his way forward for a gain of maybe 1. It's going to be 3rd down and short. They'll give him credit for 2, so it'll be 3rd and 1.
And Max Grimes and Riley Duggan Kidd were in there. I think they both got double-digit tackles right now. Max has a couple tackles for a loss. Riley does have a single one as well. Going to be 3rd and short here. Difficult to stop this, but the clock continues to run.
7 minutes to play in the ball game. 3rd and short. Howell in the backfield. He's got Tukes next to him. Claps for the snap, hands it off, and that is Holton, and Holton's got some space. He'll get a 1st down and more. He gets down to the 20-yard line. The defenders are back in the red zone. Old Plank moving the football well on this 4th down drive, but the clock continues to roll. 6:45 to play. They get a fresh set of downs at the 20-yard line.
Ali Brinteson, Jameer Stewart together on the tackle. And I think if you're the defenders, you keep doing what you're doing. Keep running it until the Flashes stop. The Flashes have made some big plays. The problem is you got a lot of defensive linemen who are also starting offensive linemen.
Howells, low snap, under pressure. Max Grimes nearly gets the sack, but Howell spins away. Throws this one downfield. That one is going to be tipped and nearly intercepted, but it falls incomplete. Almost a sack, almost an interception. Instead, 2nd down and 10.
Boy, Max Grimes continues to disrupt. He has a motor that does not slow down. Would have been great if he would have finished the job there. I think kind of a frantic pass there. Very dangerous pass by the quarterback. The Flashes had an opportunity for what would have really just been a gut punch of an interception.
2nd down and 10, plus 20-yard line. 6 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Flashes lead it 10-0. 5 wide receivers in the formation. Here's the snap, but it's a handoff to Holton. Holton is going to sprint around the right side, makes a nice little juke move, but he is going to be taken down. Riley Dugan Kidd was in position for the tackle, slowed him down just enough. His teammates did the rest.
Yeah, Max Grimes was in there again. Max just all over the front of that line of scrimmage. Looks like we got a clock stoppage, official timeout for a water break.
5:52 on the clock. 10-0 lead for the Flashes, but their defense is in the red zone. We'll be back in just a minute to bring you the remainder of this fantastic Friday Night Lights broadcast. Welcome back to Friday Night Lights on WSOS 103.9 and the Flashes Digital Network. I do want to qualify what I said there as we went into break. When I said a fantastic broadcast, I meant we're broadcasting a fantastic game. I'm not lauding our own broadcast as we go. That said, we are broadcasting live from Old Plank Christian Academy in Jacksonville. Your St. Joseph Academy Flashes lead this one 10-0 with 5:46 to play in the ball game. It is 2nd down. Howells with the throw, going for it all. That one is going to be intercepted by Kaffendorfer. Oh, they ruled him out of bounds. That 3rd down throw overthrew the receiver, but Kaffendorfer sprinted back to it, made the grab, and tried to do a little, what do they call it, a toe drag swag, but couldn't quite keep his feet in bounds. And that is going to bring up 4th down.
We have no replay angle. I apologize to our viewers if my head keeps going in front of the camera trying to look at that part of the field. We had a black jersey signaling touchdown. We had our announcer, Todd, wishfully hoping for an interception. The end result is incomplete pass. But, Todd, it's 4th down.
5:35 to play. 4th down and a long 6. Everybody tight in the formation. but there are 4 receivers. Leonard Holton is your running back, and a flag comes out. This may be a delay of game penalty against the defenders. That has been a bugaboo all night.
I see frustration in the backfield of the defenders. I didn't see any flashes jump. The clock does read 00. I don't understand why that would be a discussion. We haven't seen any kind of a, they wave it off.
They're waving the flag off. I don't know if they didn't reset the play clock or if it was, I don't have the answer, but they have waved off the flag. So we reset, 5:35 to play, 4th down and 6 for the defenders. The ball is spotted at the 15-yard line. Flashes lead it 10-0. Howell's in the backfield. His speedy running back, Leonard Holton, is next to him. And a timeout is called by the defenders as the play clock was in single digits. Brian, if I'm not mistaken, that is their final timeout of the evening.
And that's huge as this game goes on because they haven't been a quick strike offense. We're under 6 minutes right now. They've got to convert the 4th down. My gut tells me pass here, and so they could be going for the end zone. But really big in terms of clock management for a run-heavy team to use what could be their final timeout.
Go ahead.
I wanted to give a quick shout-out to Carol and Derek Janis, who are watching from Tarpon Springs tonight, well past their bedtime. So sleep in tomorrow, and hopefully you can celebrate a Flash's victory tonight and celebrate again tomorrow morning.
Flash's defense grabbing some water and a little last-minute instruction. We had a conversation with one of the coaches before the game who talked about some modest changes coming to the Flash's defensive scheme designed to play against this offense. So far, this defense has been incredibly successful, but this is going to be a huge play in this ball game. It is 4th down and 6 from the 15-yard line. Flash's lead 10-0. 4th down, last chance for Howells and this defender's offense. Here is the snap. He's looking left. He's under some pressure. He's under more pressure. The throw into the corner is going to be bobbled and incomplete. He goes out of bounds. Another 4th down stop. The Flash's defense stands up strong when it really needed a stop. And now with 5 minutes and 25 seconds to go, the Flash's offense takes back over with an opportunity to run out the clock. But I'm not getting ahead of myself here. There is a lot of time left.
Without a doubt. That play all started with the pressure from Max Grimes. Inside rush, maybe a twist from Max Grimes, put the pressure, made the quarterback slide out. Cal Schilling was one of about 2 or 3 flashes. Again, we had a black jersey signaling touchdown. Not to be had.
This offensive line has been battling all night, and they're trying to block for Asher Glisson right now. He is going to be driven back and then driven into the ground. Flashes do not appreciate the post-whistle tackle, and a flag is going to come out late.
As it should, and you got to give credit. I know Jacob McKinney was one of the guys that was holding back Glisson because that whistle was blowing repeatedly.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike penalty is going to go against the defenders, which is huge because the Flashes took over down around the 15-yard line, and this is now going to take it all the way out to the 30. Gives them a little bit of breathing room, which I know they wanted and appreciate.
Oh, that's huge. And I'm assuming it's a 15-yarder.
And actually, it was a 15-yarder, though, from the spot of the tackle. So they've spotted the ball right now at the 20, which doesn't feel right. But that is where they have placed the football. Ott had come over to the sideline to chat with his head coach.
Got to get rolling. Play
Cash
clock's at 10.
Forbrick his offense has been incredibly successful here in the second half. It looks like it's basically a 1st down and 5.
They've reset the play clock, so now we're at 16. And Cody's going to use it. Oh, yeah, the clock's running.
Clock is running, 4:46 to play in the ball game and moving. Flashes lead 10-0. Coffindaffer comes in motion. They're going to pitch it to him. He cuts this one back, and now he's got a little bit of room. Nice boogie there from Cam. and he is going to get out to the 26, maybe the 27-yard line, and that is going to be enough for a first down. There is a player down on the ground for the defenders, though. Dr. Grimes has run out there to greet him, and it looks like head coach Frank Andrea from Old Plank is coming out as well to check on his player.
Big run for Cam. And
hang on one second, Brian. There wasn't a lot of motion down on the ground at first, but he just lifted up his hands, and now Doc is kind of checking on him a little bit. Guys, we're going to take a little time out here as the doctor and coaches and the trainer attends to this player. He is now in a seated position, but I think it's going to be a few minutes while they check on him. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back to Friday Night Lights on WSOS 103.9. The injured player was able to get up. He's walking off the field under his own power. May have gotten the wind knocked out of him, but they were double-checking a number of other things to make sure that he was okay. Flashes, 4:25 to play in the ball game. They lead at 10-0, and they've got a fresh set of downs. First down and 10 from their own 28-yard line. This has been a back-and-forth game, a defensive battle throughout the first half. Flashes have put 10 points on the board in the second half, and right now have the football with a chance to take some time off the clock, if not put together another scoring drive. Cody Ott, your senior quarterback, has been great with his feet. They've had a couple of screens and swing passes that have been incredibly successful. The clock is rolling now. It stopped for that injury timeout, but did not stop permanently. Kaffendorfer, he has got a nice little run here.
I think that was Asher Glisson.
And it's A, it was Glisson. B, it is Kaffendorfer. Only a couple of yards on the gain. It'll be second down and 9.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of held up there, like he didn't want to go out of bounds. Would have liked to see him just turn up field instead of stretching that sideways. Flashes are going to use every second of this clock here. And I think you're right about the timeouts, Todd, but they're still in the huddle right now. Cody's not snapping it until under 5, and we are about down to 3 minutes.
3:01 to play. It is actually, they're going to rule that he lost a yard. It'll be second down and 11. They're using every second they can. 5 seconds on the play clock. Man comes in motion. Ott, swing pass to the outside. That is going to be Glisson. He puts his foot in the ground and jukes a man, if not two. But unfortunately, not a lot of room to run. So it is now going to be third down and 11. He did a nice job just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And really, you're hoping to spring something here, but as the clock is going to get down to close to 2 minutes when we run this play, really the Flashes are in good shape to run a play, keep it in bounds, not turn it over, and punt it away.
Third down and 11, 2 minutes and 10 seconds to play in the game. They actually can get it down to almost 150 before they have to snap the football. Conservatively, they'll probably snap it with more like 155 to play. But Ott has got the play, and he's now in the huddle chatting with his teammates. Flash's offense comes to the line. There are 2 wide receivers out to the right, 1 to the left, but now a timeout is going to be called by the Flashes, and they're going to talk this one through. Looks like that play clock had gotten pretty low, 1:46 to play in this ball game.
Yeah, I think the snap got off before it hit 0, but it was at 1 and kind of like a stale yellow light. But I think if you're Coach Cash, you don't need the timeout. You know, it's very unlikely that the Flashes are going to have to drive down the field and manage the clock. So I think that's a good timeout. What the Flashes are going to have to do is stop a quick scoring drive here and recover an onside kick if it happens, and you win the game. So, if two big plays happen after an onside kick and you get the ball back, that's a pretty improbable series with under 2 minutes here. So I think that was a good timeout. Let's every 5 yards is valuable. Let's take it. Let's get your play off when you're well set and everybody knows what they're doing instead of running it hurried. Maybe you pick up first down here and the game's over.
1:46, 3rd down and 12. Flashes lead 10-0. Ott under center. Takes the snap, drops back to pass, spins, and now he's racing down the sideline, but there is a flag down. Ott does a nice job getting down before he goes out of bounds, but there was a little pile of humanity back there as the offensive and defensive lines tussled, and there was a hole that is going to go against the Flashes. They take another 10 to 12 seconds off the clock, but it does stop the clock with 1:36 to play. Flashes, though, still get another 3rd down opportunity, albeit a much more challenging situation, as now it goes all the way back to, my goodness, the 13-yard line.
Yeah,
and it wasn't 3rd and a whole lot.
It wasn't actually a hold. It was an illegal chop block, which I think is a 15-yard penalty.
That's problematic.
Unfortunate penalty. Love the play. That was a designed run all the way. Let's fake it to the running back, send Cody to the outside. That left side, he's been very successful. First time I've seen Cody actually slide on a run in his football career at St. Joe.
He rolls back, drops back to pass. Now he takes off and runs, goes down the sideline. They're able to knock him out of bounds. He gets back almost to the original line of scrimmage. I'm not sure what he was hoping to do there as he dropped back to pass, but he spun out of it, and now we've got another injured player on the sideline, it appears. I think one of the Old Plank defenders tried to make a diving tackle, and he's still down on the ground. So there's a couple of guys working with him right now. So we're going to take another timeout. 1 minute and 15 seconds to play in the game. The Flashes lead at 10-0, and they're facing a 4th down from their own 28-yard line. It looks like it may have been one of the Flashes players, actually, who was injured, not one of the defenders. But he is up, and he was able to come off the field. So, Brian, 1:15 to play. You've got 4th down and roughly 10. I'm going to imagine with Ollie Brinteson walking out there, you're going to punt this one.
Doubt you punt it away. Potentially angle punt, and you don't want to return here and play defense with 1:15. Very difficult for this team, who's not a proficient downfield passing team, to score twice in that little. They've actually got 2 punt returners back.
15 seconds on the play clock, 1 minute on the game clock, which is rolling.
So Cody must have gotten out of bounds or gotten down in bounds.
Brinteson gets away an end-over-end punt, which is going to take a Flashes bounce and is going to go to the 35-yard line. Brinteson with the big field goal and now the big punt. And not only will the defenders have to go 65 yards for a touchdown, but they'll have to do it with enough time to get an onside kick and try to do it again.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that punt rolled as the way it did, as long as it did, with 2 punt returners back there. Now, they did have a punt rush, so the Flashes defense was down there pretty quickly. 42 seconds. I thought for sure that Cody got tackled out of bounds, but the fact that he was able to stay in bounds, I think he just lowered his shoulders and took one there. Cody's at 95 yards rushing, almost put together back-to-back 100-yard rushing games.
42 seconds to go. Howells and Holton are in the backfield. Howells claps for the snap. He's got it. He looks left. He's got time. Put some air under this one, and the Flashes are going to pick it off. Cal Schilling, interception, ball game.
Cal Schilling's 3rd interception. He almost had one earlier, and that ices it for the Flashes. 31 seconds. I think the conclusion was pretty much already assured. But great play by Cal. Max Grimes was double teamed there and still fought through the double team to pressure the quarterback, threw off his back foot. Cal had the great coverage, and the Flashes can just take a knee here with 31 seconds left, and we both believe the defenders having no timeouts left.
Flashes offense made some incredible plays here in this second half, but this game goes to the defense. They were fantastic tonight. They faced a couple of notable challenges, facing an incredible athlete in Holton and an impressive quarterback in Howell. It looks like there must have been a flag of some kind because the interception happened somewhere around midfield, and the ball is going all the way back to the 30-yard line.
Which doesn't matter, but there was confusion. We had offensive players and defensive players out there. We had about 15 guys out there, and they just didn't seem to know what they were supposed to do.
Well, what they're supposed to do now is get into a victory formation and take a knee. The St. Joseph Academy Flashes travel all the way to Old Plank Christian Academy. They put 10 second-half points on the board. They pitch a shutout on defense, and that is a victory formation. Kneel down for Kodiak. Congratulations to the Flashes. Brian, what a night.
Yeah, this Flashes team, we knew this was going to be a measuring stick. The emotional letdown. Ricky Fernandez went down in practice. It wasn't even a game. To lose him and to be able to rise up. Jack Powers, Max Grimes, Cody Ott, Cam Coffindaffer making plays in the second half. What a great team victory for the Flashes. The offensive line, Jacob McKinney coming up, Cole Duffy with some solid snapping, Connor Orr Kennard, and then the defense pitching a shutout. It really should have started there.
What a night. St. Joseph Academy travels to Old Plank Christian Academy and comes away with a 10-0 victory. The Flashes will go to 3-0. Old Plank falls to 3-1. And the Flashes continue to move up in the Sunshine State Athletic Association. Brian, we're going to be heading on the road again next Friday, and then we'll have a nice batch of home games after that. So we'll look forward to seeing you guys around Versailles Field in the not-too-distant future. For right now,